Welcome to Mike Drug Motivation, the channel that fuels your mind with unstoppable energy and powerful truths. Here we turn pain into power, setbacks into comebacks, and failure into the fire that drives success. Failure. It's the word that stops most people before they even begin. Society has taught us to fear it, to hide from it, to treat it as the end of the road. But the truth is different. Failure is not the end, it's the beginning. It's the spark that ignites growth, the teacher that shapes champions, the fire that forges greatness. Every legend you admire has walked through the valley of failure. Liz Brown, Oprah Winfrey, Michael Jordan. They all stumbled, they all fell, but they refused to stay down. And that's what this message is about. 5 rules that will transform the way you see failure forever. Rule 1. Failure is feedback, not final. Failure is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of wisdom. Too many people treat failure like a verdict, a permanent stamp that declares them unworthy. But failure is not final, it is feedback. Every time you stumble, every time you fall short, life is giving you information. It's showing you what doesn't work, so you can discover what does. Failure is not a tombstone. It is a stepping stone. It is not punishment. It is preparation. It is not the end. It is the beginning. Think about Thomas Edison. He failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about it, he said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's not just optimism. That's wisdom. Edison understood that failure was data. Each misstep brought him closer to the solution. Imagine if he had stopped at attempt 999. The world would be darker, literally. But he didn't stop. He used failure as feedback. And that's why his name is etched in history. Failure is a mirror. It reflects your blind spots. It shows you what you missed, what you misunderstood, what you need to improve. Champions don't run from that mirror. They study it. They ask, what did I overlook? What assumptions did I make? What skills do I need to sharpen? They don't let failure define them. They let it refine them. They don't let failure stop them. They let it shape them. Sarah Blakely, founder of Spanx, grew up celebrating failure. Her father would ask her at dinner, "What did you fail at today?" If she didn't have an answer, he'd be disappointed. Why? Because he knew that failure meant she was trying, stretching, risking. That mindset helped her become a billionaire. Blakely says, "Failure is not the outcome. Failure is not trying. That's the truth. Not trying is the only real failure. Every attempt that doesn't work is simply feedback. It's part of the loop. Fail, learn, adjust, grow. Failure also tests your emotional strength. It triggers shame, doubt, and fear. But if you build resilience, you learn to separate your identity from your outcomes. You are not your failure. You are not your mistake. You are the person who learns, adapts, and rises. Liz Brown says, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. That's the mindset. Aim high, fail forward, keep moving. So here's the truth. Failure is feedback, not final. It's not a wall. It's a window. It's not punishment. It's preparation. Les Brown says, you gotta be hungry. Hungry people don't fear failure. They feast on it. They use it. They grow from it. So if you've failed recently, good. That means you're alive. That means you're trying. That means you're on the path. Now get up, reflect, adjust, and rise. Because failure is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your comeback. Rule 2. You can't grow without pain. Growth is never comfortable. It is never easy. It is never painless. The truth about success is that every ounce of progress you will ever make in life comes with discomfort, struggle, and pain. Pain is the birthplace of growth. It is the signal that you are stretching beyond your limits, breaking through barriers, and becoming someone new. Without pain, there is no transformation. Without discomfort, there is no greatness. Les Brown often says, you've got to be hungry. Hunger means you are willing to endure the pain of rejection, the pain of discipline, the pain of sacrifice, because you know that on the other side of that pain is the life you dream of. Most people run from pain. They avoid it. They numb it. They hide from it. And in doing so, they rob themselves of growth. They stay in their comfort zones, never risking failure, never risking heartbreak, never risking embarrassment. But comfort zones are prisons. They keep you safe, but they keep you small. Pain is the key that unlocks the door to freedom. Pain is the proof that you are alive, that you are trying, that you are stretching. If you are not experiencing pain, chances are you are not growing. Think about the process of building muscle. You cannot grow stronger without resistance. Every time you lift a weight, you tear the muscle fibers. That tearing is painful, but when the muscle heals, it grows back stronger. The pain was necessary for the growth. Life works the same way. Every failure, every rejection, every setback is resistance. It tears at your ego, it bruises your pride, it hurts your feelings. But if you endure it, if you learn from it, if you keep pushing, you grow stronger. You become wiser. You become tougher. Pain is not punishment. It is preparation. It is shaping you into the person who can handle success. Because success is heavy. Success requires strength. And that strength is forged in the fire of pain. Consider Oprah Winfrey. She was fired from her first television job because her bosses said she was unfit for TV. That rejection was painful. It could have broken her. But instead, she used it as fuel. She grew from it. She refined her skills. She built resilience. And today, she is one of the most powerful voices in media. Without the pain of that rejection, she would not have become the Oprah we know. Pain was her teacher. Pain was her path. Pain was her growth. The same is true for Michael Jordan. He was cut from his high school basketball team. Imagine the pain of that moment. Imagine the humiliation. But Jordan didn't quit. He used the pain as motivation. He practiced harder. He pushed further. He grew stronger. And he became the greatest basketball player of all time. Pain was the catalyst for his greatness. So here's the truth. Pain is not the end. Pain is the beginning. Pain is the signal that you are on the path. Pain is the proof that you are alive, that you are trying, that you are growing. Don't run from it. Don't hide from it. Don't numb it. Embrace it, use it, grow from it. Because you cannot grow without pain. And the more pain you endure, the greater your growth will be. Rule 3. Your setback is a setup for a comeback. Life has a way of knocking us down when we least expect it. You plan, you prepare, you dream, and then suddenly something happens. A rejection, a failure, a betrayal, a loss, and it feels like the ground has been pulled out from under you. In those moments, it's easy to believe that the setback is permanent. It's easy to believe that the pain will last forever, that the disappointment will define you, that the failure will bury you. But here's the truth. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. The very thing that feels like it's breaking you is actually building you. The very obstacle that feels like it's stopping you is actually shaping you. The very rejection that feels like it's closing doors is actually redirecting you to the right path. Setbacks are not punishments. They are preparations. They are the universe's way of testing your hunger, your resilience, your commitment. Les Brown says, "It's not over until I win." That's the mindset of a comeback. A setback is only permanent if you quit. But if you keep going, if you keep fighting, if you keep believing, then the setback becomes the setup, and your comeback will inspire the world. Think about Oprah Winfrey. She was fired from her first television job because her bosses said she was unfit for TV. That rejection was painful. It could have broken her. But instead, she used it as fuel. She grew from it. She refined her skills. She built resilience. And today, she is one of the most powerful voices in media. Without the pain of that rejection, she would not have become the Oprah we know. Her setback was her setup. Consider Nelson Mandela. He spent 27 years in prison. That was a massive setback. It was humiliating, painful, and unjust. But Mandela didn't let prison define him. He used it as preparation. He studied, he reflected, he grew, and when he was released, he led South Africa into a new era of freedom and reconciliation. His setback was his setup. His prison became his preparation. His pain became his power. J.K. Rowling faced rejection after rejection before Harry Potter was published. 12 publishers turned her down. Imagine the pain of those rejections. Imagine the doubt. But Rowling didn't quit. She kept writing. She kept believing. And eventually, her comeback changed the world of literature forever. Her setback was her setup. The truth is that setbacks are inevitable. You will face rejection. You will face failure. You will face disappointment. But those setbacks are not the end. They are the beginning. They are the setup for your comeback. The question is not whether you will face setbacks, but whether you will use them. Will you let them break you, or will you let them build you? Will you let them stop you, or will you let them shape you? Will you quit, or will you rise? So if you are facing a setback right now, don't despair. Don't give up. Don't quit. Your setback is your setup. Your pain is your preparation. Your rejection is your redirection. Your failure is your foundation. Use it, embrace it. Grow from it. Because your comeback is coming. And when it does, it will inspire the world. Rule 4. Winners fail more than losers. Try the difference between winners and losers is not talent, not luck, not intelligence. It is persistence. Winners fail more times than losers even attempt. Abraham Lincoln lost election after election before becoming president. Colonel Sanders was rejected over 1,000 times before someone believed in his recipe. Michael Jordan missed thousands of shots, but he kept shooting. Winners understand that failure is practice, preparation, progress. Losers quit too soon. Winners keep going until they win. Les Brown says, "It's not over until I win." That is the mindset of a champion. Champions don't count their failures. They count their attempts. They know that the more times they try, the more times they fail, the closer they get to victory. Winners embrace failure because they understand its role in success. They know that failure is not the opposite of success. It is the pathway to success. Losers misunderstand failure. They see it as proof they're not good enough. And winners see it as proof they're trying. And the more they try, the more they fail, the more they grow, the more they succeed. Failure is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of effort. Every attempt, even the ones that don't work, moves you forward. Every mistake teaches you something new. Every rejection strengthens your resolve. Think about the greatest innovators, athletes, and leaders. They are not remembered for their failures, but they are shaped by them. Edison's thousands of failed experiments, Jordan's missed shots, Lincoln's lost elections. All of these failures were necessary steps toward greatness. Winners fail more because they try more. Losers fail less because they quit too soon. So here's the truth. If you want to win, you must be willing to fail, again and again. You must be willing to risk rejection, embarrassment, and defeat. Because every failure brings you closer to success. Winners fail more than losers try, and that is why they win. Rule 5. Own your failure. Then rewrite the story. The most powerful step you can take after failure is ownership. And too many people deny, deflect, or blame others when things go wrong. But champions face their mistakes head-on. They say, yes, I failed. Yes, I fell short. Yes, I made the wrong choice. That honesty is liberating. Because when you own your failure, you take back control. You stop being a victim of circumstance and start being the author of your own story. Failure is not the end. It is raw material. And when you own it, you can rewrite it into something greater. Les Brown says, "Don't let someone else's opinion of you become your reality." The same is true of failure. Don't let the failure itself become your reality. Own it, but don't be defined by it. Rewrite it. Transform it. Use it as the foundation for your comeback. Every great story has a moment of defeat. Every hero has a chapter of struggle. But what makes the story powerful is the turnaround, the comeback, the rewriting of the narrative. Think about Steve Jobs. He was fired from Apple, the company he co-founded. That was humiliating. That was failure. But Jobs owned it. He admitted his mistakes. He learned, he grew. And years later, he returned to Apple and transformed it into one of the most valuable companies in the world. His failure became his fuel. His setback became his setup. He rewrote the story. Owning failure means refusing to hide from it. It means saying, this happened, but it's not the end. It means extracting the lessons, embracing the pain, and then using it to build something new. When you rewrite the story, you turn shame into strength, regret into resilience, and defeat into determination. You stop seeing yourself as broken and start seeing yourself as becoming. So here's the truth about failure. It's not the end, it's the beginning. It's not a verdict, it's feedback. It's not punishment, it's preparation. Every failure you've faced has been shaping you, teaching you, building you. And if you're still standing, if you're still breathing, if you're still hungry, then your story isn't over. Les Brown says, you've got greatness within you. That greatness is revealed not in your successes, but in your failures, in your persistence, in your comebacks. So own your failure, rewrite your story, rise from your setback, and inspire the world with your comeback. Because the truth about failure is simple, it's the path to your greatness.